Hi folks, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed my little minor blues improvisation. I say improvisation, it was take 412, but you know what I mean. So just a quick catch up to see what I've been up to. Since I last saw you, I've given a good number of guitar lessons now, so I'm very pleased that some of you getting in touch. As you know, it wasn't something I was going to get involved in, but I'm glad I did. You forget how, got a dent in my Les Paul. You forget how nice it is to help people. I didn't expect to get asked so much about my chords. I thought you would get in touch saying, how do you do this with your lead and how do you get that vibrato? And actually chords seem to be coming through. I didn't even know I played that many chords, but right enough when I look back, I do play a lot of half chords, and you know how lead players talk about passing notes? I do seem to play a lot of passing chords, one chord in the middle of two others. So yeah, it's been illuminating for me as well. What else have I been doing? Oh yes, I've been, in the lockdown boredom, I've been researching the sound of the early PAF pickup, you know, the early PAF 58, 59, 1960 period before they got the patent number for the humbucker pickup at Gibson. It's a right rabbit hole, but I've been getting really into it. I think it's because I play my Les Paul, the 59 reissue, then I play the Gold Top, and I sometimes prefer the Gold Top, and the more I research it, the Gold Top's pickups, the P90, they reckon that a real PAF back in the day actually sounded more like today's P90. Anyway, it got me thinking, and so I've done a lot of research. I'm looking into all these various pickups, thinking about maybe a pickup swap on the Les Paul, but probably not. But I've been listening to, you know, the famous Les Paul. We all know about Bernie Marsden's The Beast. The most famous Les Paul of all, and the most famous guitar in the world, is probably Greenie. Peter Green's Les Paul that Gary Moore made famous. The various 59 Les Pauls that Joe Bonamassa has got, but one of his favourites is the Skinner Burst, because it fetched a huge amount of money at the Skinner auction. If you ever watched that YouTube video, the channel Doug and Pat, the two older guys that sit, they're very comical. They've got a 57 Gold Top called Oscar. Now, all of these guitars have got something in common. And Chris Buck, you might be subscribed to Chris Buck, great player, check him out. He's played two or three 59s, and he's the one that said something really interesting. when he's playing them, he says they all have one thing in common. They all sound brittle. They all sound thinner and more brittle than you would expect a Les Paul to sound. Actually more like a Telecaster. They sound more single coil than what you would expect. And so it got me thinking, and I've been really researching it, and I've been looking into bare knuckles version of the PAF. But it's led me down a bit of a rabbit hole, but I'm now thinking sort of really underwound, and not even underwound, there's some really quite extreme examples of from Lawler that do really sort of quite brittle sounding humbuckers. Bare knuckle, Seymour Duncan do a few. So I've been getting right into that. And then there's, of course, you can go further down the rabbit hole and look into the hardware, the bridges and brass and aluminium, and oh, gee, don't go there. What else have I been doing? Yes, the inspiration or the chord sequence came from one of my all-time heroes, a guy you might not know about, Arlen Roth, not Alan Roth, Arlen, A-R-L-E-N, Arlen Roth. And like a lot of great players, early Arlen Roth, not the recent Arlen Roth. Back when he still had, I don't know, a passion, I don't know. Anyway, 1978, 1979, a song called Laughing at the Blues. You can stream it on Apple Music. There's a couple of Laughing at the Blues. One of them is Jerry Reed, but this one is a minor based on the chord sequence you heard tonight. And I'd play it nothing like what he did. But the point is, when I listened to Arlen Roth playing that track, that was in the days when I was 10 years old and I was learning things note for note. And I hear so much of my playing in Arlen Roth, it's unreal. You might not be able to see it, but when I hear Arlen Roth playing Laughing at the Blues, it reminds me of my childhood because I learned it all note for note and I can still pretty much play it note for note. But just the clicks, the pops, the fingernails against the strings, I can hear all of that in my own playing. So I'm really delighted that he comes through in my playing. So Laughing at the Blues, Arlen Roth, wonderful player. Anything from that era of Arlen Roth is amazing. What else have I been doing? Oh yes, I've been reading this for the second time. Do you know about Chris McCandless? If you're bored, buy this book, Into the Wild. 24-year-old Chris McCandless burns all his money, devotes everything to charity, strolls off into the Alaskan wilderness, and some months later is found starving. You know, he's dead, starved to death. An amazing book, and of course it was made into a great film by Sean Penn, Into the Wild, starring Emile Hirsch. Check it out. What else can I tell you to do in your boredom for the lockdown? Check out Rolly's guitars on YouTube. I think he's got a guitar online, I think he sells guitars online, but it's the funniest thing. He's not like any other guitar YouTuber, he's nothing like me. He sits there and gets pished. He's got his whiskey, and he's from Hungary, and he's come from humble beginnings, and he talks about being behind the Iron Curtain and just wanting to see an American standard Strat, or to find out why does Carlos Santana sound the way he does. And in Hungary he couldn't get access to anything, and so he talks about his journey a lot, and he sips and drinks the whiskey, and he does this, he drinks the whiskey, and ha, and he does this wee laugh in between when he cracks a joke. You've got to see this. So watch, if you want a quick snapshot, look up Rolly's guitars and look at the video where he compares the two, a red custom built master crafted red Strat with another custom shop white Strat. It's done fairly recently, but that would be a nice way in to Rolly's YouTube channel because it's just so funny. Honestly, you sit there giggling hearing these stories. Lastly, before I go, oh yeah, I have such great subscribers. Thank you so much for all the comments. I get some lovely comments that almost bring you to tears, and I know I'm never going to be a Martin Offler or a Gary Mooer, but my God, some of the comments that come in make me feel a wee bit special. It's just amazing to get contacted by email and through the comment section, and people just saying such nice things, man. God, it makes you feel that I only started this just for my pleasure, just as a kind of scrapbook so I could record my little creations. And it's become this thing where if I got hit by the bus tomorrow, the proverbial bus, you know, I've left a tiny little legacy there. It's great. So thank you so much for all the nice comments. It means so much. Anyway, I've ranted enough now. Hopefully I've given you some ideas to fill your time in this lockdown. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.